Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
A very good morning, everyone, and welcome along to Chasing Winners. Looking forward to this program tonight with the final of the shorts and the distance potential final tomorrow night at Mandurah. Jesse Erenshaw is joining us in the studios, hot off what was a big program there at Mandurah last night, at Northam last night, and of course next Thursday night we have the heats of the WA Sprint. And the distance finals will be the following week. So looking forward to the next couple of weeks to see who will be representing Western Australia in the Nationals. Good morning.
Good morning, Pete. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. We had 2 greyhounds go head-to-head in the free-for-all. Fire Latte and Barbecue Man. Only half a length separated them after 509 metres, and I think they're going to be the 2 main fancies. Bezecchi was really good in defeat behind Shimmer Dream, and Arbolena was really good for Paul Stewart as well. Some good racing, and of course, Iconic Jet for Shane Williams broke a long-standing race record in a Country 5 and went 29.16. So be interested to see what Shane does there, whether he tries to take the step up into open class company with such a young dog. The Estayers race was really good, a bit controversial, but it was a good win by Miss Ronnie Mack. Looking forward to seeing some of the better stayers step out next week in probably a free-for-all last tune-up before the distance final there, Pete.
And, of course, speaking of Shane Williams, all 3 of his tips came in last night with the Tab Touch multi, so well done to Shane. And don't forget you can join Shane and also David Shortte later on this afternoon with the Tab Touch Greyhound Jet Set as they take a look at the winners for tonight's program and also tomorrow night. They also go around the country looking at the Meadows and Wentworth Park with East Coast experts Jason Campbell and Corey Smith will be joining us, and also we'll get some of the mail and a special guest on the program coming up on the Tab Touch Greyhound Jet Set later on this afternoon. Jesse will be a greyhound trainer that is making his name not only as a greyhound trainer but also in the bakery. He makes award-winning pies. And he will be a special guest. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Darren Rowe.
Darren Rowe, yep. Yeah. He'll be on the Tab Touch Greyhound Jet Set.
Samantha got a jar of 15 kilograms worth of jam off him one day, and we're about halfway through it. Dad's been using it to make jam donuts there, Pete. 15
kilos only. Well, there you go. A man who would knock off 15 kilos, I reckon, in half an hour is David Shortte, who joins us as well. How are you, Shorty?
I'm going beautifully. Thank you, Pete. Good morning to you, Jesse. Everyone tuned in to Chasing Winners. Lovely to be with you on this Friday morning. And, yeah, that sounds like trouble waiting to happen, I'd suggest there. Jesse with a great big jam assortment there and the donuts and the like, and looking forward to having a chat to Rowie. Hopefully he can help us to find a winner or two, but also maybe give us those potential budding bakers out there a few hints on what's the secret to making a award-winning pie.
All right, looking forward to that. That's later on this afternoon on the Tab Touch Greyhound Jet Set. We will be giving you a result service for the first race at Geelong. We'll pick up race number 2 at Echuca at 9:25. First at Mandurah tonight gets underway at 6:56, and the favourite with Tab Touch in the first, Jesse, is ZZ Dawn for Gary Nelson, currently quoted at $2.40. Which way are you going in the first?
I thought it was a really open race, so I'm going to go with a greyhound with an inside box draw here. Incredible Pink. Its last couple of runs been a bit disappointing, but they have been from middle draws. Comes into box number 1, I thought could run a big race. From number 2 in Hello Dave. For third, 6 in Fennec Fox. And for fourth, I'll throw in 7, ZZ Dawn, the favourite. 1, 2, 6, 7, race number 1.
A very steady way to kick off the program tonight, it must be said, Pete. This is one that I'll be happy enough to just watch along. I'll go with number 6 on top, Fennec Fox. Look, it's been promising to win something for a while, but so have a few of these. It certainly gets another opportunity tonight. Number 7, ZZ Dawn, is coming off a couple of fourths from its last 4 starts in and around the place. Something there of that level could potentially show up in a race like this. Number 1 in Incredible Pink for Fran Farrell and I'll round it out with a greyhound at number 5, a Fantasy Lee, 6, 7, 1 and 5, but I'll just be watching on in the first, Pete.
Yeah, I'll be going 7-1-6-8. Has a terrible record from outside draws, but now in the care of Gary Nelson, she might be able to improve. 7-1-6-8, race number 1. Race number 2 over the 300 once again. Favourite here in a very open market. In fact, equal favourites. Prime Voltage, Opal Deluxe, Taming the Tiger, all at $4. If you thought the first race was difficult, Shorty, this is no easier.
No, it's not. But I'm a little more confident as to how I'll be playing this race. I thought that the two or three key winning chances were probably 1, 3 and 4, and number 2, You're Busted, is a dog that is normally pretty reliable to hit the frame from a place perspective. So how I'll be playing this race is banking 1, 3 and 4 to win, and roving 2, You're Busted, to run second or third in trifectas and first fours, and hopefully get a result out of the race playing it that way. I'll go with 1 on top though, Prime Voltage for Yongi Price here off the inside draw, gets a good look forward. Taming the Tiger, very capable. Looked like it was just about going to win that race there last week, and just sort of got awkward turning for home. Zigged when it should have zagged, and potentially that cost at the race, but it's going to get another good look at them tonight. 2, You're Busted, as I touched on, very rare that it misses the frame, and 3, Opal Deluxe. 1, 4, 2 and 3.
Shazam, 1, 4, 2, 3 for me as well. 1 Prime Voltage on top, just from the box draw. From 4, Taming the Tiger. Good run last start. For third, 2, You're Busted, and for fourth, I'll throw in 3, Opal Deluxe. 1, 4, 2, 3, race 2.
Same 4 numbers, 4, 3, 1 and 2, Taming the Tiger on top for Kirsty Moore in race number 2. Race number 3 over the 652 metres. Favourite here is number 4, Goulburn Girl, at $1.85 for trainer Ben McLean. First up over the distance, former Eastern States chaser. I'm going for another one that's first up as well, but has been chasing well over the 488 metres, running some good times, and that is Oliver Gundy. I thought he'd be suited by this distance, so I'm putting him on top to beat the newcomer, number 4, Goulburn Girl, number 2, Edsel Bale, and 1, Fortune Teller. 6, 4, 2 and 1, Shorty.
6, 4, 2 and 1 for Peter. I'll go with number 2 on top here, Edsel Bale. Just looks to be a pretty suitable assignment. The recent form's nothing to write home about, but it looks good to get a good opportunity to return to the winners list here from number 6, from number 4 in Goulburn Girl. 6, Oliver Gundy. I didn't think there was a lot between the 3, and the market certainly reflects that. And then there's a great big gap out to Fortune Teller, and It's Been Time, and the market's pretty right there. I'll go with the 1 for fourth, 2, 4, 6 and 1.
I'll go 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, Edsel Bale on top from 4, Goulburn Girl, 6, Oliver Gundy, and for fourth, I'll throw in 8.
Race number 4 over the 488 metres is a free-for-all. Very good field, only small field. The favourite is Hinto at $1.60. Shane trained with 3 winners last night. Shorty up at Northam, and this is one of his specials tonight.
It is indeed, yeah, and likewise for me. Real favourite of mine on the way through. Hinto, been a great campaigner, and probably one of its best wins last time out, to be honest, when defeating Myaniki Boy. The run prior was excellent, breaking 27 seconds, 26.94. So last 2 starts, 26.94, 27.09 on the clock. They're both outstanding performances for a dog that's had 81 starts. Plenty of Ks on the clock, but Hinto continues to race in grand style. Thought it might be a little bit bigger than the $1.60, to be honest, but it opened 170 and it's come in the 10 cents already. So plenty of punters keen to be with Hinto tonight. I think it looks hard to beat. From 1, the Logical Danger, Sunset Hornet, had a pile of 1s next to its name prior to being defeated from this inside draw last time out by Spooky Hook. They claimed it pretty quickly. Prior form had been hot. Have to respect it. 8, Sunset Mirage is another dog that's very capable, and I'll include greyhound number 6 in Shy Emoji next best. 4, 1, 8 and 6. I'll make 4 a special, but as short as you probably want to take now, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely there with Hinto. I think it's one of the better bets on the card, but it is awfully short. It is a good little race. It is a free-for-all, so they're all here on their merits. 4, 1, 6, 8 for me. Number 4, Hinto on top. Like you alluded to, his last 2 have been outstanding efforts in career best form. For second, number 1, Sunset Hornet. For third, 6, Shy Emoji. And for fourth, 8, Sunset Mirage. Won't mind the wide draw. 4, 1, 6, 8, race number 4.
I'll go 4, 1, 2 and 8. Hinto on top. I agree with Shorty. He's short enough, but the good thing tonight is on the first 5 races at Mandurah, Shorty, you get 5 extra super picks to use tonight, so you can go money back for second if he does get rolled by Sunset Hornet. But 4, 1, 2 and 8 for me. And also tonight, as we celebrate the 50 years of WA Greyhound racing, we continue with our Greyhound multi-bonus. Tonight you can place a 2 or more leg win multi, racing multi on any WA Greyhound race tonight. And if you're successful, you receive a 50% bonus up to $50. So that's a nice encouraging way to get punters to have a look at the multis tonight at Mandurah. And of course, don't forget, you win some, you lose more, they say. Chuka's 9 minutes away, 4, 1, 2 and 8 for me in race number 4 as we go across to race number 5 on the program. First leg of the quaddie, Tearaway Toby has come out. At this stage, just waiting for the other scratchings. Kenya Gulfstream, Jesse's the favourite at $2.50 and does look hard to beat.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. He's only won 2 from 22, but he's got a whole lot of ability. I thought last week set up really well for him. This week, I'm not so sure. I'm tipping him on top just off his recent form. For second, number 1, Bullseye finish, coming off a decent satisfactory trial. He's first up for nearly 12 months. For third, number 8 in Stu McFly, and for fourth, I'll throw in 2 Security Guards, 7, 1, 8, 2, race 5.
Yeah, I'll also go with number 7 on top, Kenya Gulfstream. Came from this draw last week for a nice win in 22.64. That winning hit rate's not great overall, but track and trip over this distance, 8 for 2 and 4, is a much better indication of what Kenya Gulfstream is capable of. I'll stick with him to get the job done and make it 2 on the bounce, 7 Kenya Gulfstream. From number 2, Security Guard. Last couple of runs have been good. The pause on the till. I think number 4, Luxio Wave, is another that has to be included, and I'll throw in the 1 there, Bullseye finish, 7, 2, 4 and 1, race number 5, Pete.
And importantly, with his stats, Shorty's had 2 wins in 22 starts. They've both come from box number 7. He gets that tonight, so I'm going that way. 7, 2, 4 and 3, San Cruiser for 4th in the first leg of the quaddie. Let's go across to race number 6 on the program, and this is the Shorts final. Very good field. With we're waiting on the scratchings to come through because the favourite at the moment's the reserve. Wasn't held last year with the closure of Mandurah, but Crumble Manelli was successful the year before, and Vitology back in 2021. This is a very good field. Lewis Clay's had success in feature races, and he currently has one of the favourites engaged here, All Over Karja at $5. Sunset Pepe's at $4.60, and What a Ripper at $3.70. And Samara Pickett must be tuned in to Chasing Winners this morning. She's just sent through the scratchings, and I can tell you that the reserves are not required. Luxio Way, by the way, is out of race number 5. I'll just go through these. So the reserves are out of races 1 and 2. Race 5, scratch 4 and 6. Reserves are out of the feature, the shorts. Go down to race number 7, scratch number 2, Brain Teaser comes out. Race number 8, the reserve. Race 9, the reserve. Race 10, the reserve. And race 11, scratch number 2, All Grunt. It is a scratching. And in the last, Star Bree is a scratching as well. Race 12, number 4, Star Bree, which was going to be one of my leading chances. Anyway, back to race number 6 on the card. I'm going for All Over Karja to win. The record of this greyhound's very, very good, and I just thought the map works well for All Over Karja. Number 6, Sunset Nightchar's chasing very, very well. 5, Sunset Bubbles was a really nice winner last start. Just needs galloping room early. And 3, Sunset Pepe. Really good race. Many winning chances, but I'll go 4, 6, 5 and 3, Shorty.
4, 6, 5 and 3 for Pete in the big one. I'll go with number 2 on top here, Spooky Hook. I thought it was a really nice effort from an inside draw last week, 22-20. It ran into a really hot heat and handled them quite nicely. I thought it was one of the better heat wins. From number 6 in Sunset Nightjar, another very capable type. It was placed behind Spooky Hook, winner 3 of 6 years, run some slick times. 4 All Over Karja. If it gets the start right, it'll be really hard to beat. It's got a wonderful record, track and trip, and Lewis Clay's done a wonderful job with this chaser. 19 starts, track and trip, 8 wins, 8 placings, so 16 of 19, top 3. Those numbers speak for themselves. And number 8 in What a Ripper. Look, this dog was very good last week, taking out its heat, when runner-up in its heat in 22 and 43 behind Sunset Bubbles. Was a winner 3 back in 22.36. Got really good early pace. Only query is in a race with a lot of early pace, whether or not it might just get posted out wide on the track from box 8 with so many dogs, it can really spear the lids early doors. 2, 6, 4 and 8 for me in the shorts tonight. How about you, Jesse?
just before Jesse gets to his thoughts, where do you see Spooky Hook getting early? I thought he might find some trouble early.
Potentially. To be fair, the map didn't look ideal for the dog last week, and it just found a way, Pete. So the fact that it's drawn down near the inside, I think, is key to the race. If it can just get down and get a bit of room to operate, and it'll be capable of forcing a passage from there. So certainly right in the mix, but I wouldn't talk anyone out of backing any runner in this final. It's often the case in these short course sort of finals. Most of them are dogs that are capable of running very, very quick early splits, and a lot of the times it just comes down to which dog completely nails the start. And when they're all so good, it's not necessarily push button as to who's going to be the dog that zooms to the top and clears out. So a little bit of luck's required in these short course finals, given the quality of early speed that are generally in these races.
I'll go 8-2-4-6. I'm pretty confident here with Water Ripper from a wide draw. We saw him take out a final from a wide draw a couple months ago. It might have been the Chase final, an open class feature. I think box 8 is probably not a bad thing here with so much speed. He might be able to avoid some of the early hustle and bustle. So 8 Water Ripper on top from 2 Spooky Hook. I'm willing to say this is probably the most impressive 400-metre win I've seen since the Mandurah Track Open last week. He was 7th at the first turn and he got through to win. For second, for third, number 4, All Over Kaja, and for fourth, I'll throw in 6, Sunset Nightjar. 8-2-4-6, race number 6.
Let's go to race number 7, free for all over the 400, and Jimmy's Jets at $2.25. Cubit Manelli, $2.70. He's been crying out for an inside draw, Shorty. He gets it tonight. I'm surprised he's at that price.
I love Jimmy's here, Pete, and now the scratching a brain teaser just makes it even more lovely for Jimmy's. Just that little bit of room to muster. He's a dog that I love when it draws right in or right out. Generally, that's the key because it gets room to zoom, and that's all Jimmy's generally needs. Massive motor. His 2 prior starts from box 1 were wins in, cop these times, 21.93 and 21.98. That gives you an idea of how much Jimmy's loves having red on his back. The fact that Cubit Manelli's in this race is probably a blessing, if you like, Jimmy, because it means we're going to get a price. And if he wasn't in the race, then I'm thinking that you'd probably be taking deep in the Tommy Sauce. So long as you're prepared to take on Cubit Manelli, and there's a bit of guts involved in that particular manoeuvre itself, because Cubit Manelli's a very talented and very speedy chaser in his own right. But for me, Jimmy's Jet, right distance, right box draw, gets all the ticks, black odds. Oh, just fill your boots, punters. This is lovely gear. Jimmy's Jet for me, one of the bets of the month. From number 8, Cubit Manelli. Respect the dogs, got a big motor. Must be said, though, this greyhound did return with a win last time out. It was in 22.70. Jimmy's is probably going to go 11 lengths quicker than that tonight off box number 1, so it does have to find a bit to knock off Jimmy's. More than happy to be with Jimmy's Jet, as I've alluded to, very keen on it this evening. From number 8, 3, Sassy Snickers is a dog that's very capable over these sorts of distances. And 6, Crumble Manelli, yet to probably see the best of Crumble Manelli in recent times. 5, Rare Speed's another one you can throw in for the novelties, but Jimmy's Jet for me, absolutely keen to be heavily involved this evening, race 7 and number 1, Jesse.
I'll go 1-8-3-4 as well. Jimmy's Jet, he looks a really good thing here. He's been stuck in the middle of the track his last couple. Comes to box 1 where he's got a great record, a vacant box and he's outside. Some pace in the race, yes, but they're all shorter from wider boxes. Sassy Snicker's been racing well in free-for-all company as well. Might be able to cross Jimmy's Jet, but I think he's just got that strength late. For second, 8, Cubit Manelli, yes, he was a good winner last week. He only does enough to get the win on the board. He's just one of those greyhounds that just only does enough. For third, number 3, Sassy Snickers, and for fourth, I'll throw in 4, Solid Tank. 1, 8, 3 and 4, race 7.
I'll go 1, 8, 6 and 4, Jimmy's Jet as well. I think he's a special and a good price at the moment. Speaking of prices, the fluctuations on the next are very interesting, but I think they're incorrect because it's Stylish in Black came up as opening at $1.50, which would not be correct. So we won't go through the flux, but Chef's Kiss is currently the favourite at $2.60. Starlight Panama at $3.50. I thought Chef's Kiss was a very good bet here as well. Greyhound who loves chasing. Christina Barton's on a international holiday at the moment, so husband Dave's doing all the work at home. I think you'll have another winner here with Chef's Kiss. Number 4 for second, All About Rock is chasing well for Darren Rowe. 3, Crooked Kelly, and 6, Starlight Panama. 8, 4, 3 and 6, Shorty in race number 8.
Yes, Peter, I'm sticking with Chef's Kiss as well. Has handled wide in the past. It goes well at Mandurah. 3, Crooked Kelly. If the 8 gets posted, 3's in logical danger. 6, Starlight Panama, a lock for the placings, and 4, All About Rock. 8, 3, 6 and 4.
I will go 8-4-1-6. They are loading at Echuca. Race number 8 with 8 Chef's Kiss on top just from the draw. Great record from a really talented litter. From number 4, All About Rock. Number 1, Mr. Severide. And number 6 in Starlight Panama. 8-4-1-6, race 8, Pete.
Okay, so we'll get to race number 9 in a moment. But let's continue on with our look at the Mandurah meeting tonight. Race number 9 we're up to. Very good program. And don't forget those 5 extra super picks on the first 5 races tonight. And also the bonus with the Tab Touch Greyhound 50-year multi as well, the bonus 50% there. Race number 9, the favourite is with number 5, All Over Carly, currently quoted at $3.20 for Jeff Reed. I thought Sunset Callisto would be hard to beat. I know that he has got a losing sequence of 6, but he's got a good record from inside draws, and he's dropping right back in class, which is a big plus for me. So 2 on top. Number 5, All Over Carly, I'll put in for second, ahead of 1, Hugo Gundy, the kennel mate, and 8, Pat Up Declan, 2, 5, 1 and 8, Shorty.
Pretty keen on the 5 here. Pete made number 5, All Over Carly, a special, mainly because of the early pace. The more I looked at this race, the more you sort of realise that it's a real standout sort of early pace influence in the affair. Pat Up Declan can show a bit out wide, but I thought that number 5, All Over Carly, would roll to the top here, and in that capacity, it's generally pretty hard to beat. It was third behind Spooky Hook 2 back in 22.44. There was a 22.34 win 4 back, and this dog went a slippery 16.80 going back only 7 or 8 runs ago. Broke 17 again, defeating, when placed behind All Over Carja over the shorter trip as well. So All Over Carly with that really good early pace, I thought could roll to the top and from there be very hard to beat. From number 2, Sunset Callisto, it'll be charging home at it late. Looks the clear danger. 1, Hugo Gundy off the inside draw can play a part, aiming up at 3 on the bounce. And at number 8, Pat Up Declan, 5, 2, 1 and 8.
I'll go 5, 2, 8, 1. Number 5 on top, All Over Carly, dropping down in class as well. So she's been racing in free-for-all company, comes back to a mixed 4-5. I think that's going to be a big influence for her. From number 2 in Sunset Callisto, another one who's dropping down in grade for third. Number 8 in Pat Up Declan. And for fourth, I'll throw in 1, Hugo Gundy. 5, 2, 8, 1, race number 9.
Race number 10, Sunset Vipers, the favourite here, Jesse, at $3. In fact, equal favourites with Cherry Blue, both equal favourites at $3.
Yeah, good little field assembled here. I've gone 1, 7, 2, 5. Number 1, Sunset Viper on top, just from the box. Although his record from inside draws is pretty appalling. But down in company here. From number 7 in West on Smoky, racing well over the 488, back down to the 400, could play a big part. He's got a bit of early speed on his night. For third, number 2 in Max's Odyssey, and for fourth, I'll throw in 5, Cherry Blue's been racing well at Northam, but does step up in trip. 1, 7, 2, 5, race 10.
Yeah, interesting race here. Sunset Viper on class is the dog to beat. I've got it on top, but number 2, Max's Odyssey, is a dog that was worthy of respect in a field like this on an each-way basis. I think 7, West on Smoky, is a canine that has to be respected, placed 3 of its last 4. And 5, Cherry Blue's been racing nicely over shorter trips, been up to Northam. Often like these dogs that they go the switcheroony from Northam back to Mandurah, and they often see a spike in form. It may be the case with Cherry Blue here, 1, 2, 7, 5.
I'm going with Max's Odyssey. I know stepping up in class from country-assessed races, but I thought it was a really good run behind Sunset Bubbles last week. So 2 on top from number 7, West on Smoky, 1, Sunset Viper, don't like his record from inside draws, and 5, Cherry Blue, 2, 7, 1 and 5. Race number 11, Sunset Tyson, $2.30 favourite, and I thought would be winning here. Greyhound who's dropping back in class, and a Greyhound who does like the distance. Number 1 for second, Miss Vivas, 7, Long Johnny, and 8, Sunset Lasso. 5, 1, 7, and Pecorino Manelli for fourth, 5, 1, 7 and 4.
I'll go 5, 8, 1 and 7 here. Pete, number 5, Sunset Tyson. Look, he's one of those dogs I want to like him, but gee, it's hard. It's hard to get around him. Just those box manners are so unpredictable, and they're not dogs that I tend to get right around, because trying to predict the night they're going to step is challenging. And the dog's won 9 of 28, and the 9 wins, you watch and you go, gee, this dog's elite. Generally puts time on the board when he does win. If he steps, he just wins his races. But
back to a country assessed 4-5.
That's the thing. He
ran third behind Tommy Shelby in Queensland.
He's got Uncle Tommy. Yeah. It's got panels on
Who
these.
did I say?
Tommy Shelby.
Yeah.
Tommy, he probably
could do it.
Yeah, I was going to say Tommy probably still be running around that range. To be fair, Sunset Tyson though, he's an elite canine in a grade that he should just be winning. If he just steps, the show's over. Maybe tonight's one of those nights you just roll the dice and know that if Sunset Tyson steps in the first couple, he'll blow this field up. So, happy enough to have him on top. From 8, Sunset Lasso, very capable on its night. 1, Miss Vivas, racing really well for Damien Credelli. And 7, Long Johnny as a place machine. 5, 8, 1, 7.
I'll go 5, 7, 4, 1, 5, Sunset Tyson on top. He's been racing a lot harder company. Comes back to a country assessed race and I think should be winning. From number 7, Long Johnny, really running some hot times behind some talented greyhounds. 22.28 behind Sunset Ali, a 22.5 run behind Sunset Hornet, and 1 in 22.47. For third, number 4, Pecorino Manelli, and for fourth, I'll throw in number 1, Miss Vivas, 5, 7, 4, 1, race 11.
It's like when you're at the casino, Shorty, and you just decide all chips in. You either go home winning,
something or nothing,
or you go to the bar. Race number 12, the last, equal favourites, Glasgow Boy and Sure Oliver. I'll be tipping here number 7, West On Panda, who's one of the outsiders, in fact is the outside of the field. I like the fact that she won her maiden from an outside draw and she gains an outside box again. So 7 on top. From number 8, White Cliffs, another greyhound who was a nice winner, although from an inside draw last start. Number 1, Glasgow Boy, 2, Sure Oliver, 7, 8, 1 and 2.
I'll go with the kennel mate drawn out there in a box number 8 for this particular race, White Cliffs. Coming off that win last time out, you think there'd be scope for improvement. The effort 4 back from a wide draw was solid. I'll go with the 8. From the 1, Glasgow Boy, 2, Inshore Oliver, and 7, West On Panda, 8, 1, 2, 7. Jesse?
I will go 1, 8, 7 and 2 with number 1, Glasgow Boy on top from the box draw. Good second last week behind West On Madge, probably overdue a win. For second, number 8, White Cliffs, good winner in a maiden last start. For third, number 7 in West On Panda, and for fourth, I'll throw in 2, Sure Oliver. 1, 8, 7, 2, race number 12. Microphone needs to be on, Pete. That's
sorry. Yep,
good start.
I should learn. Let's go to Ryan Levitsky. Him and Jesse last Wednesday combined to have a winner.
Yes, the very talented Ruby's Rocket
at Mandurah,
but the smallest winning margin ever recorded.
Yeah, that's okay. Winner's a winner, and he just keeps rolling in the cash as our next special guest, Ryan. How are you, Rhino?
I'm good, and Pete, just for what it's worth, I could not believe Ruby's Rocket won that race. I still can't work out the angle at Mandurah watching on TV. I thought she lost for sure.
I can't either. However, live, I thought that she'd won. And then when I looked at the replay, I thought, might have got this wrong. But I did. I think I'd eventually say photo. But yeah, it's a tough angle to be on. Remember the old Cannington when we used to be above the actual photo finish? You're right on the line. Now at the new Cannington, you're 1.5 metres past the line as a caller, and at Mandurah, you're 1.5 metres before the line, so that does make it difficult. But that's why we pay you the big dollars to be there on a Friday night. What's your best tonight, please?
Well, my best will be Jimmy's Jet. I cannot believe it's $2.25 with Tab Tarts. It should be $1.40, honestly. And Cubit Manelli, did anyone watch its last start? I can't believe it. That's money for Jimmy's Jet. Anyway, I like race 2, number 1, Prime Voltage. $4 is a good price for pricey. Race 6, number 6, Sunset Nightjar, and Jimmy's Jet. Race 7, number 1, $2.25 will not last. It's there right now, so hop on. And I've done a quaddie, Pete.
Yep.
Field first leg. There's only 6 in the first leg.
Yep.
Second leg, numbers 1, 3, 4, 6. Third leg, standout 1, Jimmy's Jet. Fourth leg, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8. That's 120 combinations.
Beautiful. What about tomorrow night with the distance potential final?
I like race 2, number 7, Hector Hunter, currently 2.10. Race 5, race 6, number 5, Mortality, currently $2.90. I love the way that dog moves. Race 8, number 1, Edith Hook is the other one. So race 2, number 7, race 6, number 5, race 8, number 1, and a quaddie, 36 combos, 3, 5 and 8 into number 5, into 2, 3, 4, 7, into 1, 3 and 7.
Good work. Okay. Anything for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? This is our final Sunday meeting for some time as well. So we'll be going back to 6 meetings a week as from next week. Anything over those few days?
Yeah, I like one on Sunday and Tuesday. On Sunday, race 8, number 2, Balmerino. Looks a nice type for Cosy D'Agostino. And Tuesday, race 5, number 6, Birdetta for Morgan Turner. Musters like a demon, race 5 at number 6.
Good on you. Thanks for joining us. Good calling tonight.
Thank you.
Ryan Levitsky there, and yes, his special, your specials tonight. Are you with the Jet as well?
Oh, yeah, as we touched on the way through, just box 1, the 2 times we've seen it's broken 22 seconds both occasions. It's a wonderful bet. 3 best for me. Race 4, number 4, Hinto. Race 7, number 1, Jimmy's Jet. And race 9, number 5, All Over Carly. They are my best bets on the card, 4, 4, 7, 1, 9, 5. From a quaddie perspective for tonight, I'm going to take numbers 1, 2, 3 and 7, leg 1. Second leg, numbers... I'm actually going to take the field there in that feature final tonight because I think almost anything could win it. We'll trim that up by just going 1 out with 1, Jimmy's Jet there in that third leg, and then coming home with numbers 3, 4, 6 and 8 in that final leg. So 1, 2, 3, 7 field, 1, 3, 4, 6 and 8.
I like race 4, number 4, Hinto, race 6, number 8, Water Ripper, and race 11, number 5, Sunset Tides. I'm going to brave and tip him. For the quaddie, we'll go 1, 6, 7 and 8 the first leg, 2 and 8 the second leg, 1 and 8 the third leg, 1, 4, 6, 8 the final leg there, Pete.
All right, let's turn our attention across to the Saturday night program. And no market up just at this stage for a novice over the 488 metres. I'll just check that again because I might have had the wrong date here for Mandurah. So the first race gets underway at 2 minutes past 7, and there is a market up. Apologies. Racing Barbie, $2.60. West on Madge, $2.70. I thought West on Madge would be hard to beat. A greyhound who was a nice winner from an outside draw last start. She comes into box number 1, which is my only concern, but she did show speed. Number 7, Max Capacity, has been impressive, winning at his last 2. Number 6, Racing Barbie's got a lot of talent, and 2, Midnight Mass, 1, 7, 6 and 2, Shorty.
1, 7, 6 and 2 for Pete. I was with West on Madge last time out as a special, but I much prefer West on Madge drawn off the track. I'll be honest with that assessment. I like it with a bit of room to zoom out wide. It's not to say that it can't begin and put itself into a good spot. It's still right in the mix. But with that particular scenario, I'm going to go with number 6 on top, Racing Barbie, from number 1, West on Madge, 7 in Max Capacity. I didn't have a stack between those 3. I think they're all in with really good claims to kick off the program there on a Saturday night. And number 2 in Midnight Mass, 6, 1, 7 and 2, race number 1.
I'll go 1, 7, 2, 6, 1 West on Madge on top. Even with the box draw, it's probably not favourable. Went 5.66 the first peg. She looks pretty hard to stop if she can repeat that performance. For second, number 7, Max Capacity. For third, 2, Midnight Mass. And for fourth, I will throw in number 6, Racing Barbie, 1, 7, 2, 6, race 1.
Okay, moving in Geelong, race number 2, Shorty. I'll get you to start here. Hectare Hunters at $2.10. What did you make of his last start?
Last time out, didn't go to plan at all. Was ugly viewing, to be quite honest. But, I was impressed with the 2 prior performances. They were both from inside draws. I'll put my faith in Morgan Turner to get Hectare Hunter back to that sort of form and reproduce it on Saturday night. So 7 on top. From greyhound number 3, Beauty in Me, been placed 2 of his last 4. Won't be too far from the action. Number 5, Kenya Concord. A lot of respect for Sean Kavanagh and any greyhound he brings to the track. And number 4, Blue Buick, 7, 3, 5 and 4.
I'll go 7, 3, 2, 5, 7 Hectare Hunter on top. From 3, Beauty in Me, 2, 5 Flying Lane, and 5 for fourth, Kenya Concord, 7, 3, 2, 5, race 2.
And I'll go 7, 3, 2 and 4 Hectare Hunter to bounce back into the winners list as well for Morgan Turner. Over 3, Beauty in Me, it was a good run, 2 starts back. Number 2, Firefly Lane was a nice winner last start, and 4, Blue Buick, 7, 3, 2 and 4. All right, let's continue on. We're up to race number 3 on the program at Mandurah on Saturday night, and this is a novice over the 488 metres once again. Favourite is number 1, Ripper Moses, at $2.65. Really nice winner from box number 1, 2 starts back, Jesse.
Yeah, I'm going to go around Ripping Moses here with 7, Gouda Manelli. Now, he's not electric out early, but he's got a massive turn of foot. Last week from box 1 was a good win when he actually did show pace for the first time in his career. He's going to get back run on. I think Ripon Moses is going to be off and gone, who I've got for second, but I think Gouda Manelli can run him down over the concluding stages. For third, number 3, Black Ness is in good form, and for fourth, I will throw in at number 8, Cochise Attitude at 7-1-3-8, race 3.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the red here. Ripon Moses, camper on fire at the moment, comes up with an inside draw, one from this box in 27.46, 2 back. Something like that would see it pretty hard to beat here. From number 7 in Gouda Manelli, as Jesse alluded to, dog's got a big motor. If it gets luck on the way over, it can certainly pose a threat. Then I had a number of dogs that could fill a hole. 3, Black Ness is racing really well. 8, Cochise Attitude's going well for Cozzy, and 2 dogs there as well. 5, Weston Kaiser, and 6, Zinc have to be included for Trifecta's first 4s. It's a deep race. I'll go with 1, though. I'll make it a special off the draw. 1, Ripon Moses from 7, 3 and 8.
I was really impressed with the way this greyhound was able to jump last week. I know he goes to a wider draw, but I think he's got a fair bit of ability, and that's number 7, Gouda Manelli, so I'm putting him on top. 1, Ripon Moses is obviously the danger. 3, Black Ness, and 5, Weston Kaiser. 7-1-3-5, race number 3. Race number 4, the Greyhounds WA Distance Potential Final over the 652 metres, not held last year, but Wooden Hands for Justin Wood won the year before, and Low Blow Historic Time are recent winners of this race. Very good field. Malfetta Cruz currently the $2.90 favourite. Gee, flew out, didn't he, Shorty, last start? He put on some really good early sections that none of these greyhounds have been able to go near. He did get tired. I thought he'd strip fitter straight after I'd seen that run, and he's the favourite. Which way are you going?
Really interesting race, and the key to this race will be, can something be there with Malfetta Cruz to put pressure on? If they can, then I think the fact that the run home time of the dog would suggest the last little bit's going to be a bit of a challenge. But if they can't go with it and there's a bit of jamming behind, there's absolutely a case to be made where you see it lead, and while it might not be steaming to the line late, the rest might be too far behind. So a really challenging race, I thought, to dissect. I'm going to tip number 3 on top, and I don't think it's a locked-in sort of moral by any means, because it can be hit and miss at box rise, and it likes to use a bit of the track. So with Carter Axelrod on its outside that can step, I'm kind of hoping that Carter Axelrod begins really well, and that All About Cole misses it and then just sort of gets a bit of room to move up the track and land sort of 3rd or 4th. And in that scenario, I think the dog may well be the strongest from there. So I'll go with 3 on top. From number 4 in Carter Axelrod, who we know can run some really slick times, track and trip. 1, Malfetta Cruz, if it does get left alone up front, can be the dog that's really, really hard to hold out. And I'll go with number 8 in Timon Lane. 5's also a dog that'll be there running on really strong late. 3, 4, 1, 8.
I'll go 1, 8, 3 and 5 with 1, Malfetta Cruz on top to back up last week's effort. I don't think I've seen a greyhound break 14 seconds to the first peg at Mandurah, and it went 13.89. So he's going to be off and gone. He's probably going to lead by 4 or 5 lengths off the back. So Malfetta Cruz on top. From number 8, Timon Lane, I think $3.10 for a place is great value. Good second last week behind Malfetta Cruz, and was only beaten a length. Comes into a box where he really enjoys. I thought he could play a major part. For third, number 3 in All About Cole, and for fourth, I'll throw in 5, Pepper Grinder, 1835, race 4.
Yeah, first split was impressive, and then the second, 24.87, flying, and box number 1. No, he hasn't won from the inside draw, but gee, if he repeats what he did last week, he's going to be in front for a long time. So Malfetta Cruz on top for Nick Minutillo. Number 3, All About Cole's chasing very well for Darren Rowe. Number 4, Carter Axelrod, and 8, Timon Lane, 1, 3, 4 and 8. The good thing about listening to the podcast this afternoon, the Jet Set, the Greyhound Jet Set, sponsored by Tab Touch, is the fact that Darren Rowe's been around for a long time, and he started training when he was a young tacker, and I'll be interested, Shorty and Shane, asking him about some of those greyhounds, which I'm sure you'll do later on this afternoon, Shorty, because he had some real smart ones back in the day.
Yeah, there's one I'm going to ask him about, Pete, that's it really does take the mind back. It's almost 3 decades ago now. He raced with Bruce Hockaday many years ago, a ground by the name of Narator, that came across from Queensland with pretty big raps, and they did some pretty nice things with that dog for memory. So, yeah, we'll have a chat to Rowie and find out his thoughts and jog his memory on a dog like Narator from all those years ago.
One dog I really liked of his, it was pretty recently, it was a dog called Olivia Benson, just an absolute 520-metre run-home specialist. It ran second. I think it dead-headed for second in an Oaks 1 year at Cannington. And Ryan Levitsky tipped it out in a heat at like $30 or something like that, and it got up in its heat. So that's one of my earliest memories of one of Darren's dogs.
Yeah, he's been around for a long period, and when you look at him, he looks like he's only about 35 now. Race number 5 over the 488. Tweak Freaks are scratching here. Pudding Manelli, $3.40, and Kanyamia, $3.20. I'm glad I stuck around. Pudding Manelli last week had a little bit on. Finally won a race. Can he go and back that up tonight? On Saturday night is going to be the big question. I think he's going to be up against it because of the one, and that's pretty hot. I was really impressed with her win. 2 starts back from the inside draw. She's got a good record from inside boxes and has run some good sections. 3, Pudding Manelli will be charging home. 7, Hurricane Taylor, and 5, Kanyamia. 1, 3, 7 and 5. I'll go in race 5.
That's a Shazam for me, Pete. 1, 3, 7 and 5 here in race number 5. I think Pretty Hot was really good off that inside draw. 2 back and gets another opportunity here to cash in. 3, Pudding Manelli. Nice to see the dog back in the winners list. Very consistent. 7, Hurricane Taylor, I think at a reasonable price. Gee, the bookies are respected it. I must admit, I thought it might be a sneaky chance at a good price on Saturday night, Hurricane Taylor, but $5.50 is a little trimmer than I thought might be there. So Hamo's onto it, and 5, Kanyamia, 1, 3, 7, 5.
I'll go 1, 3, 5, 6. Number 1, Pretty Hot on top. Was a good winner, 2 back in a city race in 27.30. From number 3, Pudding Manelli, he ended a losing sequence of 18 or 19, and he only paid $4.80. So safe to say you're not in the black yet, Pete, after last week's effort. For 3rd, number 5, Kanyamia, and for 4th, I'll throw in number 6, Custard Manelli. 1, 3, 5, 6, race 5.
This is a good race number 6 over the 488 metres, and some good prices too, I thought. Mortality's at $2.90 in from $3.20. Wise Barrow, $3.20 out to $3.50. Interested your thoughts here, Shorty?
Just teaming up with Mortality, been with it at its last couple, and they've been super impressive. No reason to jump off. I know that it moves from box 1 to 5, but this dog doesn't need to lead to win, and I like the way it works through its gears late in its races. It really does stretch out nicely. It's got a very bright future over longer trips, you'd suggest, heading forward, just the way that it hits the line. So Mortality on top. From number 3, Wise Barra, it's going to need to get out and going in the early stages of this race. It's certainly capable of doing that. Number 8, Common Speed, needs to get across the face of the field here, but some of its recent work's been really good for Cosy D'Agostino. Wouldn't faint if it got across and gave plenty of cheek. And I'll also include greyhound number 1 in Speedy Genie, who off the inside draw should be able to push up into a nice spot and be there in the mix. It's a deep race. I'll go with 5, though. Make it a special. Mortality to make it 3 on the bounce here in WA. 5, 3, 8, 1.
I'll go 5, 3, 2, 7, 5. Mortality on top. He's been breathtaking his last 2. That win last week was some run. To sit 4th at the first turn and win by 5.5 lengths was just an outstanding effort. For 2nd, number 3, Wise Barra. For 3rd, 2, Steel Gill. And for 4th, I'll throw in 7, West on Marley. They're probably going to be the 3 early speed influences. 5, 3, 2, 7, race 6.
He's an exciting dog to watch, Mortality. I think the higher in grade he gets, the better we'll see him. So I'm putting him on top as well, Mortality. From number 3, Wise Barra, who'll give him something to chase. Number 2, Steel Girl. And 8, Common Speed. 5, 3, 2, 8, race number 6. Race number 7 over the 488 metres. Curo, currently the $2.25 favourite, does look very, very hard to beat. Even though he's only won 1 of 7, he's a greyhound that's been racing against some really smart types, including West on Odie, Shy Emoji, Sunset Pepe, Emerald Guard. In recent starts, I thought he'd be very, very hard to beat. Number 7, Curo. From number 3, Acing Kuna. First up over this distance, drops back to the 6.52 and ran a quick time 2 starts back over that distance. 4, Starlight Ariel, and number 2, Sneaky Pint, who's got a good record from inside draws. 7, 3, 4 and 2.
That's twice in 3 races, Pete Shazam. 7, 3, 4, 2. Curo on top. Greyhound that's going really nicely. He's got a big future. This Raquel Calsos litter, they just continue to front up and race well. 3's a danger here. Acing Kuna has been going well over longer trips. It'll be smashing a line late. 4, Starlight Ariel runs lots of placings, and 2, Sneaky Pint. 7, 3, 4, 2.
I'll go 7, 4, 3, 1, 7. Curo on top. He looks like an obvious selection here. He's been knocking on the door, racing well in open class company. Good second behind Emerald Guard, and finished down the track in the West Chase final. For 2nd at number 4 in Starlight Ariel. For 3rd, number 3, Acing Kuna. And for 4th, fourth, I'll throw in 1 Dark Lightning. 7-4-3-1, race 7.
No market up for race number 8. Final leg of the quaddie over the 300, vacant box 5. So Totes will be paying first, second only. Sandpatch has done nothing wrong in her 2 starts over this distance, Jesse.
Yeah, absolute speed freak over the short course. 16.75, 16.78. That's some 3 or 4 lengths quicker than the rest of the field. So Sandpatch goes on top. From 4, Kingsbury Demon. He was a good run last week when defeating Nova Girl in a mixed 3-4. Comes into open class company. I don't think it will worry him too much. For third, number 1 in Edith Hook. And for fourth, I will throw in at number 2 in 2 Spot Mould, who could be an early leader. 3-4-1-2, race 8.
3, 4, 1 and 2 for Jesse. I'll go 3, 1, 4 and 8 here. 3 on top, Sandpatch. From 1, Edith Hook. Didn't have a truckload between the 2. 4, next best, Kingsbury Demon. And 8, Sozen Zazuri. 3, 1, 4, 8.
I'll go 3, 4, 1 and 7 with Sandpatch on top as well. Race number 9 over the 652 metres. Short price favourite here, Sunset Comanche. A greyhound who's won 3 of 5 over the distance and looks very, very hard to beat.
Yeah, one of the bets of the night, Pete. Number 6, Sunset Comanche. Small field suits, not the strongest of lineups. It should win this by a space. From number 1, Coco Shimmer, racing well. 4, Window Shopper, likewise. They look the most likely for silver and bronze. And then I'll include greyhound at number 8, next best, Common Man. 6, 1, 4, 8.
6, 1, 4, 8 for me. Shazam. 6, Sunset Comanche on top is going to be awfully hard to beat.
Okay, no market up for the last. I'll go 6, 1, 4 and 8 Sunset Comanche as well in race number 9. In race number 10, Molfetta Abbey to give Nick Minutillo a double on the program. From 4, Zipping Luick, number 8, Quarren Up, who I've got a high opinion of. I thought it was a reasonable run last start at big odds. And 1, Highway to Never. 7, 4, 8 and 1.
I'll go with number 4 on top, Zipping Luick for Sean Kavanagh, the man we touched on earlier. From 7, Molfetta Abbey, Nick Minutillo, respecting his dogs. The 8 there in Quarren Up, likewise Kevin Phillips. Great trainer for a long period of time, and I'll round it out with greyhound number 2, Impress Amber. 4, 7, 8 and 2.
I'll go 7, 4, 8 and 1. 7, Molfetta Abbey off that qualifying trial effort. 1 impressively when defeating Hollywood Miss. For second, number 4, Zipping Luick, who is overdue a maiden win. For third, number 8, Quarren Up. And for fourth, I'll throw in 1, Highway to Never. 7, 4, 8 and 1, race number 10.
Better make that 1 too, Pete, because 2, Impress Amber will be a scratching. It won its maiden over the 400 metres there a couple of nights ago, so it won't be going around in a maiden. It's no longer looking for its first win. Take out the 2 from the last. 4, 7, 8 and 1 for me there in the lucky.
For the win. Okay, before we go across to Lismore, best bets and a quaddie, please, Shorty.
Best bets on Saturday night, Pete. Race 3, number 1, Rip and Moses. Race 6, number 5, Mortality. Race 9, number 6, Sunset Comanche. So 3, 1, 6, 5, 9, 6. Quaddie play, first leg numbers 1, 3, 5, 7. Second leg 3, 5, 8. Third leg 2, 3, 4, 7. Home with 1, 3, 4. That's 1, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 8, 2, 3, 4, 7, 1, 3, 4. 144 for a full unit. $15 will get you a tick over 10% there of that quaddie on Saturday night.
I like race 3, number 7, Gerda Manelli. Race 6, number 5, Mortality. And race 10, number 7, Molfetta Abbey. For a quaddie, we'll go 1, 3, 5 the first leg, 2, 3, 5 the second leg, 7 and 4 the third leg. Bring it home with 3 and 4 there, Pete.
Okay, tell us about the all-important podcast this afternoon, Shorty, sponsored by Tab Touch, the Greyhound Jet Set.
Yeah, indeed. Big one, Pete. Looking forward to catching up with Jason Campbell to look at Wentworth Park, Corey Smith to look at the Meadows. We'll have the train and my thoughts for Mandurah Friday and Saturday night, and then the Kennel Mail, of course. So Graham and Damien Credelli, along with Luke Townsend. We'll also have Andrew Bones Harmon having a look at the big program at Darwin on Sunday, and our VIP industry guest today, as we've touched on, is Darren Rowe. That's all there on the Tab Touch Greyhound Jet Set podcast. It'll drop around about 1:30, 2 o'clock this afternoon. Tune in if you like a punt on the Greyhounds over the course of the weekend.
Good on you, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw. That's chasing winners for this Friday morning. Hopefully we found you a winner or two for tonight's program at Mandurah with the Shorts and the Distance Potential final on Saturday night. And, of course, coming up on next Thursday, we have the heats of the WA Sprint Championship. So we have all eyes now counting down to Adelaide and Angle Park.